Greetings, greetings, greetings. You're now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. This is definitely appreciated episode. Definitely a by demand, popular episode. So if you're a new listener, thank you for tuning into the vault. This is Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Definitely excited to share this particular episode because we do episodes based off consultation. So if you like a consultation, you can email us christian@trustchristian.com. Once again, that's christian@trustchristian.com. We actually do 15 minutes to at least do a discovery call to find out where people are and if there's any way we can actually help them and work with them. So this is an episode. It seems as though some trustees actually like booking a call and coming to the class, and then some trustees they just don't show up. But then the ones that still come to class to tell you their stories. So we're gonna share this week a few stories, or in this particular episode, some stories that we heard. Maybe you're gonna be this person. Maybe you're not gonna be this person. Maybe you know this person, or maybe you're not this person. So we get a lot of trustees that come to us. They looking to open up trust bank accounts and things like that. And the trustees be concerned about a lot of things. So we get messages. Oh, Trust Christian, I'm having a hard time with the bank. I'm having a hard time with the bank. A hard time opening up the trust bank account. And we're sitting here like, man, everybody eventually does it. But now we can start reading the data points and say why conclusively they don't really open it up on the first one. Because it's been enough data collected now. After 5 years, 5 plus years, trustees are going in, want someone at the bank to take them serious, but they're not dressed for success. Oh, Trust Christian, did you have to do an episode about this? Of course. Might as well put it out, word to the wise. Trustees come on the line. The way you treat it is the way that you get it, the way that you're interpreted, the way you're perceived. Oh, I'm gonna go in the bank. I'm not gonna wear business attire. I'm gonna wear some dungarees. I'm gonna wear some jeans on them. Trust Christian in the vault. Why can't I open up a serious thing? What makes them take me seriously for wealth management when I'm not coming in for looking like a wealth manager, a trustee? But I'm not managing wealth. I'm not managing true generational wealth yet. So why would I go in looking like that? That's what y'all want to say? So let's talk about it. What does dressing for success look like first? And we're going to tell you how the stories that we've heard that lets you know, oh, why didn't I open up the bank account? Why did they give me a hard time? Why didn't they take me serious? Because you didn't dress for success. Trustees are going to business meetings with Timberland boots on. Are you serious? That's leisure clothes. You don't know that? Oh man, Trust Christian Revolt, I didn't think they was going to really look at my shoes. Like, are you serious? These are the basics. But we talking about dress for success because we got trustees that they work in corporate America. Oh, Trust Christian Revolt, you didn't get the corporate American ones. The corporate America ones, they don't get it wrong. Oh, really? Dressing for success means you wear dress shoes. You're going in to open up the family estate account. You're saying that you're the asset manager. You're saying that you have assets. You're saying that you're not a fugazi. You're going in to open up a trust account with some real cash, not or gold, or some real asset. But they're gonna open up a trust bank account with no tie on. You wear a business tie because it's a business event. Just like if you go to a gala, you might wear a bow tie. It's like a all black tie event. These are things that they tell you before you come to the event. But when you're going out on the behalf of the family estate to do business at commercial institutions, retail institutions that deal with business banking, don't you think it'd be important to dress the part? So this is one of those episodes to share with trustees that you might want to go in with a solid color tie, no funny color ties. We about to get into it here, because trustees, if you don't know, you're gonna know. Trust Christian Vault. We have never had a problem with opening up those situations that trustees run into, and it isn't because of, oh, it's your trust document. I don't have all the documents. I don't have the I don't have the letter of determination. What? That's not the reason why your account isn't open. It's partially because you didn't dress the part. You didn't look the part. You weren't taken seriously. You didn't look like you knew what you was talking about, let alone if you think you know what you're talking about. Okay, so whether this is gender neutral or masculine predominant, dress shoes are dress shoes. It's not gender. It's not based off of a gender. Oh, here we go. Trust Christian, are you talking to the women and the men? I mean, should the women? What do the women wear? First of all, we have women trustees, just straight women trustees. Their wives, they're women trustees, and they open up trust bank account. So it's not a question of, oh, are the women trustees going to open up the trust bank account? It's not a question. They go in. They traditionally, out of most of the men might not want to hear. They generally get it right. They understand. Basically, cover up your chest. Come in here, look like you're here to do some business, and don't wear anything that could be overly distracting or offensive. So, but let's get back to the guys. Got a little bit more details. But it's still gonna be neutral. Guys got a little bit more details. Oh, they gotta wear a tie. Women don't have to wear a tie. What do you mean have to? It's business. It's not personal. You're not going in to meet a friend. You're actually going to do business. You're actually going. Look, trustees will be like, trust Christian, I'm trying to build credit on the trust. How are you going to be looked at as someone that they can actually give capital to if you don't look like you're a business person? Somebody that's a professional money manager. Professional money managers usually wear ties when they're doing business. Only when they're doing business. Oh, trust Christian, I don't have to wear this all day and night, do I? Not at all. But you definitely gonna wear it during business. On behalf of the family estate. So let's talk about it. Colors. Sure, black is very easy to come out the gate with. You might need a black suit for everything. A black tie. So a funeral. That's why you got the black suit. Okay, great. The blue suits. It's nothing crazy blue. It's not a whole bunch of pattern blue. Don't need a checker blue. Just need a basic navy blue. Keep it simple suit. Bam. All of these things can cost you still in the modern era less than $500. Even if you got something off the rack. It's a sport coat and some slacks. And it's not just going in like you're a prep kid with khakis and a blue navy vest, blue blazer, but nothing wrong with it. Some people may say, oh, trust Christian, can you go with mismatch? Sure. It doesn't have to be a straight navy suit. If you got to go get some Dockers from the from wherever, you get some Dockers and you get a nice blue blazer, you get a white shirt. We recently have adopted some new principles. So we've made concessions in the family estate for a pale blue, a light bluish grayish type color shirt. It's nothing really. It's still not heavy in the color, but it's light in the color. So it's a very neutral, muted color on your look. Whether this is male or female, it still looks like that. It's a look. Some people say, "Oh, trust Christian, I can't believe you telling me how to dress." Well, we're telling you because the bank is telling you why they not doing business with you indirectly. Oh, trust Christian, that's the reason. Did you say everything right? Yeah. Is the trust document right? Right. Now we could come to some other conclusions because we talked to trustees for years based off of data points, not based off of opinions. It's data. They come back. We asked them a few prying questions. Trustees have shared their just offensively, and we exposed it to them. What makes you think that a bank or someone that's sitting there in a business attire is going to take it seriously? That's just the bottom line, especially when you come in, I don't have any money to open up the account today. Right. So how much are you going to put in the account? Are you opening up a fraud operation, or are you opening up something that's legitimate, that's actually truly generational wealth like you're trying to portray? Or are you out here just talking it over the internet? So you got like your white shirts, kind of like pale blue. Used to see in the business world, they used to have a water blue or aqua blue kind of thing, like not too dark, but more on the loose light side. And you would see more than on cufflink shirts. You still see some of it, two-tone shirts where the collar's white, cufflinks are white, or cufflink part of the sleeves white, but the shirt's blue. So you see that in the marketplace. If you want to just keep it easy, get yourself a little $12, $20 shirt, gentlemen. Or I don't know how much, we don't know how much women's clothes cost. You'll figure it out. So white blouse, as they call it. Bam. It shouldn't run you more than 30, $50. You're only going into one business meeting. How is it hard to, it's not challenging to go get one for one business meeting. Bam. We giving y'all prices. Oh man, we done have mentors. People try to talk that stuff. Oh, trust Christian. It's hard to build generational wealth. You know, I can't open up the bank account. We got mentors that got clothes from the thrift store. But people want to talk about buying the clothes. I gotta go buy a $500 suit. I can't afford that. I'm at my skin and my knees. Right. But did you go to the thrift store and get a tie? A solid blue tie? A solid black tie? A solid red tie? From the thrift store. Oh, Trust Christian, what kind of mentors you got out here? They a multi-billionaire, they a multi-millionaire, and they went and got clothes from the thrift store in the beginning to do business for their family estate. Okay. So then you got your tie, you got the color of the suit, you got the shirt. Oh no. Trust Christian's gonna get into some nitty gritty because a lot of it sounds controversial, but we have no problem with putting it out to the universal consciousness and letting y'all decide because we can share with you examples that have won and we don't pay attention to the failures. So for all of y'all that doing the failure activities, it's just a best practice. It's not a have to, it's just a best practice. Best practice is to wear dress shoes. Doesn't have to be no tuxedo shoes where it's oh these are patent leather, crispy, shiny, I can see you a mile away. No, it's basic black shoes. You could get those from a basic you we don't from a store, less than $100. Pair of dress shoes. You're gonna walk in those for a long time, anyways, or a considerable amount of time. Some people say, "Oh, Trust Christian, you talking at a low level? I spend hundreds on shoes." Okay, but do you have any dress shoes, like the ones we're talking about? To just the basic blacks, to go in, nothing fancy. If you have brown, that's fine. Some people have brown for blue suits. The mentors told us to read GQ. We read GQ. GQ showed you on some other level, but it's the basics still. GQ still does the basics. Okay. For all the men trustees that are like, oh, I don't really know how to do fashion, Trust Christian in the vault, because that's not really my thing. I got to spend time doing a whole bunch of other stuff, right? We sat there and talked to the mentors about that too. We were knee deep in alligators. It was just like, what you mean, build the dream? But they were like, you know what? As you grow, if your intentions are to be in that position, go build a dream by right now. Go and get GQ magazine. Go get GQ magazine and learn the basics. Learn some of the basic sweaters that you want to have in your Rolodex, in your closet. Basic shirts that you want to have in your closet. Some basic slacks, trousers as they call them, in your closet. Some basic shoes and a pair of boots and things of that nature in your closet. The basics is trusteeship. How you gonna groom a successor trustee and they don't know the uniform for the family estate? There's a uniform for the family estate. All right. So we got the basics. We got the suit. We got the tie. We got the pants. We got the belt. Okay. That was all you needed. But we gonna share what. And when it comes to ties, red, blue, black, and there you go. If you need more than that, that's on you. But if they got the Republican Party, they got the Democrat Party, and you got the black tie in case you go to a black tie event, or you're going to a funeral once again. That's that. You got the basics in life. Some people say, "Oh, Trust Christian, you have to be that." It's business or it's personal. Are you going in to do business on the family estate, or are you going in like a beneficiary, talking about, "Oh man, I'm here to get some money out the bank from the family estate"? As a beneficiary mindset. Okay. So we got the basics in clothes. What are they doing wrong? Trustee tells us they went in with Timberland boots. If that's your family estate ideology, now we know why they had a hard time opening up and why they're going to have a hard time moving around. And not only that, it was actually pointed out by the individuals across the table. So it was very recognizable, ladies and gentlemen. It's not one of those things you're just going to be able to say, oh, no one's paying attention to my shoes, Trust Christian. I can't believe they won't open up the trust account because of your shoes. Oh, really? They won't open the trust account because of your shoes? Yeah, okay. You guys want to keep hearing stories? So when trustee comes back and tells us, it's not one, it's many. Just giving an example. When trustee comes back for sure says, oh man, trust Christian to vote. They didn't open up the trust account. Like, oh, okay, just ask a few questions. I didn't wear a tie. You didn't wear a tie. Okay. Might be a reason why you didn't get it. So we're putting in that you did a lot of things right, but this is something that is not business because you didn't wear the tie. It's a business endeavor. I don't know how to tie a tie, but you can watch YouTube videos of Trust Christian Vote. You can YouTube a video on how to tie a tie. How you gonna have somebody take your family foundation seriously? You don't go in with a suit and tie every time. Oh no, well I just went in to run in real quick. Okay. Trustees would tell us they didn't even go in with a sport coat. They went in with jeans and a t-shirt. Like, we had to ask that question because we're wondering, why would you have a hard time if you can talk well, which we train our trustees usually to talk well. So they go in, and usually it's not their talk, it's their dress. We have to address this at this point. It's their dress. We'll go ahead and say, look, from all of our data, we've had no women come back and say that they've had a problem. It's usually the guys. Is it wrong to say that out of 5 years worth of data? How do you have such conclusive data? We've tracked it. We got the messages from the trustees. Oh man, I'm having a hard time doing this. How you having a hard time? It's 100% success ratio. You're having a hard time because let's find out some probing questions now. It's one of those things. Traditionally, we know the women are going in business dress for sure. The guys, gentlemen, not wearing a whole bunch of cologne. You're not going on a date. You're not going on a date. Maybe not at the top of the list. So we'll start more at what's the next reason outside of the physical appearance on the dress. Oh yeah, Trust Christian in the vault. I had to wear my head garb. I walked in here with my do rag. Oh what? I walked in here with my garb. I walked in here with my head wrap. Okay, that could be a possible reason why they didn't open up the account. We just want to we have enough data to know that is a reason why traditionally until they changed that, then it was like, oh, okay, took me serious. Right. Well, how does it have to be this way? Trust Christian in the vault. I'm a mind over matter this. No, they didn't. They didn't mind over matter it. We're letting you guys know. No one's mind over mattered it. What it is success leaves clues. If other people have successfully gotten it open that way, that's the way you're probably going to have to do it based off of probabilities. Now, if you want to go off of possibilities, we haven't seen trustees do it because usually that way that they possibly did it didn't work. So they come back to the probabilistic mindset and they just end up doing it that way and they end up getting the result they want. That's a lot of the times for most of the stuff due to training. So we'll continue. Oh man, I can't wear anything on my head. Don't wear anything on your head? I can't believe you're saying that. No, wear anything on your head? Here we go, gentlemen. It's like you having facial hair. No. Dun 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 dun. Trust Christian in the vault and he didn't say it to me. I don't like you anymore. I'm clicking off. I'm cutting off facial hair. Ladies and gentlemen, how many Fortune 500 CEOs have facial hair? How many private wealth managers at JP Morgan have facial hair? At any other major financial institution have facial hair? We're not upset if that's what you want to do. That's what you could do. You could do that all you want. You could be a lumberjack all you want. But we're sharing with you the realities. Oh no, trust Christian. I'm going back to possibility thinking, not probabilistic. I'm going back to possibility thinking. I possibly think I could pull this off. Ladies and gentlemen, we have yet to see anyone do it like that. So if you want to be the first or the anomaly, have at it. But our job at the vault is to help trustees be in a position where they can have a successor take over with ease, not be in a position where, oh, trust Christian the vault, I feel like combing my face and brushing my face. Okay, have fun with that. We're not going to give you any money. You hear that? So if you want to test the waters in the marketplace, we're opening up and working with financial institutions. Have at it. It's not going to be an easy thing to hear. Oh, trust Christian in the vault. I don't want you to tell me that. That's not the way it's got to be. It's got to be another way. You're telling me that goes against the what I see. What are you talking about? We're talking about effective trustees. We're not talking about our opinions. Trustees definitely cover up tattoos. You don't have time to be judged. You're there to get something done. And far too long have so many people lollygag that they don't understand there is still a dress for success. Why is there yet to be a president to have facial hair? It's a coincidence? No, it's not. Trust Christian vote. They do studies on this information to know what looks non-offensive, which means they have a wider range of people that can look at them and say, I can trust that person. You can look at that person and say you trust that person. You could look at that person and say you could trust that person. Why? Because a beard has been shown through studies. It looks like you could be hiding something. Oh no, trust Christian. That's the reason why. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the reason that it's not on the president. Because it doesn't look like they could be trusted. It's not, oh, trust Christian to vote. You can't tell me that. There's no way I can hear that. Ladies and gentlemen, search the internet. What do the studies say? The studies make you aware of what is acceptable on a wide range, and it goes down to a less degree. There's nothing wrong with looking at the studies, because if you're in risk management, you're looking to minimize your risk. You don't eliminate risk. There's no guarantees, but there is a risk. What is the risk that you're managing? And one of them is not getting a no. But oh no, trust Christian and vote. I'm gonna do it my way. Go ahead. We're happy for you. Huh. You can't believe he said that, man. What you mean? Hey, that's facial hair is the same as having cologne on in a meeting. Why would you be sitting across from a business banker that's most men are sitting across from another man? Why would another man want to smell another man? We're going to go ahead and have a little bit more dressed down conversation, but it's still formal, because it seems as though people think, oh man, Trust Christian, you didn't tell us that. You never said that. I didn't know that. That's the reason why I didn't do this. You coming in there smelling like an incense factory. Like, it's not that big of a deal. This is the one moment you can't smell like an incense factory. You go away, you take care of business, you leave. Like, what is the big deal? Some people may say, oh, you're still talking to the gender. Even for the ladies, they traditionally understand I got to keep it moderate and temperate because of doing business. I'm not trying to cause a distraction. They understand that. Not to say all of them. We're just saying that from our success ratio at the vault, we haven't had one woman come back and say it. But most of the dudes, most of the guys, they come back, they say, oh man, Trust Christian vault. I wrote it. The bank's giving me the runaround. Ain't no woman coming back saying that the bank's giving them the runaround. It's not all the guys, so we're not putting it out there. It's not a smack to the guys, a smite to the guys. Just talking about the realities of life. The conversation that's being had, the questions that they ask us in the meetings. Hey, Trust Christian, things are gotta go, I gotta figure this out because, I went to two banks. Oh, so you went to two banks. I went inside and I got some varied results. One bank said this, one bank said that. Oh, okay. So now you see that you're not even gonna get the same answer. But if you're dressed a certain way, you might get a high quality answer. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listen, replay. Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, that's Christian at trustchristian.com. Look forward to hearing from you and getting a consultation. Not just on dress, because we did this episode now, so most people probably won't have to get a consultation for it, but it's one of them things we almost had to say for the men. You gotta wear black socks. We know trustees, somebody that might say, "Oh man, I'm gonna go to a meeting with black shoes and white socks." Ladies and gentlemen, somebody see that on you at a business table, they're gonna look and say, "You know what? This person might not have the money that I may need to be giving them because they didn't even come to this one meeting. Now, all the things you had to do." Now we could share the movie Pursuit of Happiness with Chris Gardner. He came in and didn't have the right clothes on. Yeah, but people could also see the sweat of the brow that he cared. And not only that, you're not Chris Gardner, so you don't have to run to the meeting sweating in a t-shirt. This is the facts. So how is it, oh man, I got to run to the trustee meeting at the bank and I'm going to open it up in a t-shirt, sweating? Not at all. So we look forward to hearing you all reach out, Christian at trustchristian.com. Some trustees say they have hard times, some trustees don't. But at the end of the day, we actually have never had one trustee say, "Oh, I didn't get it open." They got it all open. It just took them some time to get a consultation, make sure they knew what they needed to know, and they went in and they got done what they needed to get done. Like, what are you doing here? Are you gonna move forward as a trustee, or is it, oh, I'm just gonna play with it? I'm going, not do the things that are necessary in order to be a trustee. That's all it is. Are you going to do the things that are necessary to be a trustee? And dressing for success is one of them. It's like one of those things people can say, "Oh man, trust Christian, this is a small thing to a giant," right? No, it's not. We promise you. When you command respect, you get respect. You don't get respect unless you command it. How you gonna go into a business meeting and be the lowest dressed on the totem pole? "Oh man, I came in here with some shorts and a t-shirt, but I'm trying to do business on behalf of my family estate, and we managing $500,000 to $1 million to $2 million to $10 million." No, that's why it doesn't happen at that level, and that's why they don't even get considered. Why? Because they're not dressing the part for the assets that they say that they're managing for the business, not for, "Oh, well, I'm the beneficiary. I just benefit from these assets, so I don't have to dress it and manage it as a true professional business person. I actually am just going to manage it like it's just a hobby, like I'm the beneficiary." So, trustees will come to a business call and it's like, "Do you wear a shirt and tie?" We got trustees that wear shirt and tie come to the business meeting. Why? Because it's a business meeting. So then we went to, some people say, "Oh, trust Christian, are you putting on the facade or do you have to wear it?" First of all, we go into business meetings every day internationally, and what we're letting you know, there are quite a few subsects at the higher levels. Yes, they will walk into a business meeting with a button-up shirt on. That is to test to see how serious you are about your business. It's not to say that they can't manage the money. It's not to say that they can't help you with legal. It's not to say that they can't help you with accounting. The only thing is they work for you. So they're only going to dress to the level in which you demand or command them to actually dress, because they work for you and there is a uniform when someone's working for you. So that's just a reality. Are they dressing like the way they're supposed to dress, or did they dress down for the business meeting? Well, clearly, it's interesting because, doing some business right now at a good level, at a great level, and you walk into these meetings and you come to see now that you start dressing the part when you dress for success, you walk through the door dressed for success. And everybody that's not dressed for success, they feel inferior. They feel intimidated. They feel that they didn't come prepared. They feel that they didn't come serious. Now, we're not talking about lower level people, somebody that doesn't have access to managing $1 million. We're talking about people that, once again, we're sharing with y'all, people that manage over $1 million, manage over $10 million, have done over $1 million transactions, done over $10 million transactions. They may even come to the line sometime and they may dress down. And when they come to calls where you, as the senior of your family estate, come on the line, they have nothing but to sit there and they just are squabbling for sure. They're shaking. "Oh man, what am I gonna do?" Trust Christian involved. What am I gonna do? What are they gonna do? What can they do for you? because they didn't dress the part. They supposed to be working for you. They supposed to be vying for your business. Supposed to be vying for your family estate. They supposed to be vying to have your family estate have your capital, or the family estate have their capital at that bank, at that financial institution. But how many people walk in with the wrong mentality? Oh man, I'm just lucky to get a trust account open. I'm just lucky to get an account open. I'm happy to get an account open at Dingeldorf Bank that can't fully service me, but I got over $250,000 in assets. I got over 6 figures in assets, and I'm at Dingeldorf, middle of the nowhere bank. I didn't want to go to a big bank because then I got to really put some money in the bank, Trust Christian. Then I got to grow the assets, Trust Christian, like a trustee. I might even have to walk into what would be there would be more of a superior financial institution, private private wealth management side. Oh, I got to come in here. I think I'm going to walk in here with shorts and the flip-flops. Okay. And that's why you didn't get taken seriously. Oh, just because you don't know what you're talking about. I see the billionaires over the internet, and they're the ones, they don't wear a tie. Okay. Are you a billionaire? Are you even a multimillionaire? Everybody has a start. And everybody's start doesn't look the same. And everybody's story doesn't finish the same. So it shouldn't be a question of, oh, well, someone else isn't doing this shit, I do it. Well, we're talking about the ones that consistently get things done. And we're talking from data points, from experience. We're not against anything. Tattoos, a beard, we don't care about none of that stuff. We don't care about you wearing a tie at the vote. That's the bottom line. But when you're talking about going in and dealing with financial institutions, you want to have yourself taken seriously. And in turn, there are things that are just going to have people look at you with a side eye or a second eye. And we're doing our best to have trustees be successful at the vault, which we do. And we look forward to continuously having trustees be successful. And one of them is dressing for success. We're not saying that you got to do it every day, but ladies and gentlemen, people don't even know. People won't even take people seriously just because of the way they dress. So why would you allow someone else that ammunition? The reason why it says it's not serious. It says the individual not serious because in that environment previously to you showing up, that is the standard and traditional way of doing business. But now there's a new thought. There is no new thought. It's just the facts. Some people say, oh man, I go to the bank and they don't have suits and ties on. Well, and then I go to certain people in the private wealth sector, they ain't wearing no ties. So it's like, oh, I know the wrong people, they don't have to wear a tie. It's like, all right, guys. We're not going to go back and forth with you guys on this because it's one of those things that trustees will try to argue the color suit. They'll try to argue different points. But we've collected the data. Usually the problems come from wearing those wild things. And success has been based doing just keeping it basic. We got trustees going out to networking events and not dressing the part. It's like, trustees, don't waste your time. How you go into a network event and you not the best dressed? Oh, Trust Christian, did you say that? Well, if you're coming through the vault, we're producing high quality trustees, of course. Not necessarily saying you have to be the best dressed, but you definitely want to make sure that you're on par or above par. And there's nothing wrong with being above par sometimes in a good way. You know, at the end of the day, it shows that you take yourself seriously. Some trustees don't think that, oh man, I don't want to overdress. Right, but then when you come to find out, you're not even close to coming overdressed. You're underdressed. That's what we gonna say. You underdressed. You supposed to be in here doing business, and instead you think this is a hip hop convention. Oh man, Trust Christian, you sound like you're a brother right now or something. What's going on? Look, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let y'all know straight up. Mirror the individuals that you plan and you intend on doing business with. And there's nothing wrong with dressing above the people that you hire. You're the boss. Bosses wear suits. Bosses wear... It's just the way... That's what we're talking about here. Dress for success, trustees. Clean yourself up. You're going to do business. It is what it is. You just got to clean yourself up. Why? Because you don't need any distractions. Most trustees are first gen. So if you first gen, you don't need a distraction to the financial institutions you're dealing with. People think, oh, it's about the technical knowledge. And no, it's, are you dressed for success though? Are you dressed for success? Well, what does success look like in trusteeship? Most of them will tell you, I don't know. We be on them every single week. What does success look like in trusteeship? I don't know. I'm working a job mentality. I don't have a dream. I gotta dust my dreams off. I gotta pull my dreams out. Well, I didn't really think about that. I got into a trust. We got into trusteeship. We signed on to be a trustee to take over our family estate. So where's your dream? What does success look like? Success looks like you wearing the same clothes. Yeah, I didn't really want to change my clothes. Well, you didn't want to change yourself. So you're gonna be the same person, in the same situation. Because when you dress for success for trusteeship, it looks different. If you're going to the golf range, it looks different. You might not be wearing baggy jeans. Nothing against it again. But if you're dressing for success for the environment, that's how it looks. Do our best to drop content that's based off of, once again, some trustees and people that reach out, things that they ask us, things that they let us know. We have over 5 years worth of data points of trustees, and oh man, has it shown? It has shown, without a doubt. Most of the time that they don't open it up the account, it isn't because of documents. It isn't because of it isn't because even the way they speak. Sometimes, most time, it's just the way that they dress. So appreciate you all. Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, it's Christian at trustchristian.com. If you want to reach out about trusteeship, reach out about consultation, being in trusteeship, or even this episode. Christian at trustchristian.com. Peace and joy.